So, the period of 1939 to 1942 is considered as very crucial in the Indian context of independence movement. Why is it very important or very crucial from 1939 to 1942 is the other side, that is in the European part, we have Hitler raising his hand against the Polish corridor, which turned into a second world war, which was not expected during that period. So, the second World War II was started in the year 1939. So, during this period, India was completely dominated by the British or British colonialism. Should Indian people support the Britishers in the favor of the attack against Hitler or no? What would be the task? Should we support the war? If we are going to support the World War II, British India, as it is dominated by the Britishers or occupied by the Britishers, if we are supporting it, should the Indians be asked about it or no? What would be the Indians' context on this? What are the factors that are going to help the Indians to support the Britishers against the war? What are the criteria that are necessary for us? In this scenario, we have a synopsis of like in 1937, for the first time, we have conducted elections by the Britishers, even though the elections were not truly democratic, but they have initiated in their 11 provinces, they have conducted elections, and out of these, most of them are won by the Congress party. The Congress party formed their representatives in that particular provinces and they made them as members. Yeah, the voting percentage is very less, just only 1%. It is restricted to very few people, and in very few lands we have the voting percentage distributed. So, leaving all the negativities here, they started to give some kind of freedom for the people of Indians, that Indian lands should be governed by the Indian representatives. This initiative was taken forward and brought into the context. In this scenario, when the situations are going on in such a way that Indians are also to be incorporated into the system, this is the ideology behind the Britishers introducing the election system, getting the elections done for them and making the people to participate in the elections, even though the number was very less. This led towards a clear picture that Indians are gaining their stand in British India. So, it is no longer far away for the Britishers to accept Indians as the leader of their own nation. So, when the situation is going like this, the discussions were escalated like whether should we support the World War or no. We have again two groups in the World War. Axis powers, the Allied powers. The Axis powers are the group of Germany, Italy, Japan, while in the Allied powers we have Britain, France, and then we have USSR, finally joining USA. So, these are the main groups which fought the Second World War. Now, as our British, the colonial master, is on the side of the Allied powers, so obviously they would expect that we should fight war in the favor of the Britain, which means against Germany. This favor of against Germany has also got some behind coins or the other side of the coin issues also, because Indians are not at all in a mood or a scenario to accept a dictator, or if we accept him and if he starts growing and by chance if he takes over the victory on the war, definitely he would expand his region and control the entire world. And Indians are very much concerned about the growing German Nazism and fascism which is growing in Italy. The Nazism and fascism are in their extreme peaks during the period of the World War II. Actually, it would be better to say that these are the two main reasons for them to go into war. In Nazism, it is treated that German people are the higher race people, they are superior than everybody, there is no chance of anybody equating with them at any point of time. So, they are considered as a superior race in the entire world and they are born to rule. This is the criteria which is taught in the Nazism. This is the reason which made Hitler to kill the lakhs of Jews and millions of the gypsies and the disabled people. And moving on to the other side of Italy, where the Mussolini, the other growing leader of fascism, who also followed the same steps of our Nazism or walked into the same shoes of Hitler and made that Italy people are superior than the other people, the national interest stands above than everything else. These all are the main things, and he also told that war is compulsory for everybody, like how a maternity is for a woman, a war is for a nation, which means that a woman gets its complete perfection only after she becomes a mother. In the same way, a nation also will become complete only if it attempts and wins a war. So these are the criteria, or these are the cleanly bold issues which are generated in the Nazism and in the fascism. So these two are against the true democratic spirit. Now Indians are already facing the colonial system and they are completely against the Britishers in this point. So they want independence towards democracy, where everybody is treated equally free and opportunities are provided for everyone irrespective of their caste, creed, race or sex. So now they don't want any of the Nazism growing towards them or any of the fascism, or they even can't afford to go towards the communism or the socialism. So Indians are in a dilemma, like should we support the Britishers or no? So we get a clear stand of picture that because of Germany and Italy standing on the other side or the opposite side, and we are on the British side because we are ruled by the Britishers, and finally we may have a choice of taking a stand if we are promised that we are going to be provided freedom as soon as the war comes to an end, or if we lend our support during the war period, it would be paid back in the form of giving us freedom. But again, there are two issues in this. Let us see the issues.